And plus, on this new save, since the old one literally got so big that it was crashing the game, our base did. So we don't need their weapons. So she's a heavy weapons expert, so she's going to get a fragment axe. Agnew is an archer. Beep is a martial artist, and I already have a type 3 Nodachi. Sort of. Sort of. They will eventually. They will eventually need swords, I suppose. But we will eventually have our defenders, and we won't have to worry about them. I'm doing great, actually. Got new glasses. Those came in. And yeah, it's nice. Finished the paperwork at a new job, so all kinds of good things are going on. Right now we are tech rushing to hydroponics so that we can feed ourselves, so that we can feed and clothe ourselves. And then once we are done with Kenshi, this playthrough, we're going to be moving on to FF14. And we're going to be most likely running all the way from... Oh, thank you. We're going to be running all the way from A Realm Reborn. So we're going to restart A Realm Reborn with a new character. I'm going to quickly go through the different... I've only ever seen Limsa Lavensa. Because I like pet classes and Arcanists are pet classes. So, I've only ever seen Limsa, their intro. So I'm planning on doing Limsa, Ulda, and Gridzania in short order on stream, just so I have that on my channel and people can see the differences between them. Final Fantasy XIV. So it's an MMO. It's actually free for the first long period of time, and it's really fun. So when I say it's free, so this is how their 60-day trial. It's not a 60-day trial. So how their trial, which is on Steam, works is, and it might also work this way on different game platforms. I'm pretty sure it does. But how it works is you can go and play Final Fantasy XIV, and you gain access to the base game and the first expansion. They might expand that, but I don't know if they will. And so it's an MMO. It's essentially free, and it's free for the first 60 levels, I think. So what this means is you have A Realm Reborn, which is the base game. A Realm Reborn post game, which is basically them padding out A Realm Reborn until they could get the first expansion out, which is Heavensward. You have Heavensward and then post Heavensward, and that's all the free content. You can unlock all the classes. You can do I think both the deep dungeons, which is sort of this procedurally generated dungeon that you can play, and yeah, you can do a lot. And it's free. You don't have to buy the game. You don't have to pay a subscription for any of that. And A Realm Reborn is about 50 hours. There you go. A Realm Reborn is about 50 hours. The Realm Reborn post-game is 50 hours. Heavensward is like 50 to 70 hours or 80 hours. Post-game is probably 70 to 80 hours. So if you were to just rush the main storyline, you would probably have well over 200 hours worth of content for a free game. So what I usually encourage people to do is just, and also the nice part about Final Fantasy XIV is that, about FF14, is that it's more a Final Fantasy game first. It's I don't know why. So that's just, I'm using screen capture to do that. So I can do this. So, yeah, it's just the way I figured out how to do it. But that's why. But yeah, I don't know why. It's probably because of the transparency I'm using. It just isn't necessarily liking it. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. Maybe it's new? Let's see. So that was 100. And setting it down doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I'm using it inside of OBS, so I'm actually capturing, like, part of my monitor, part of my second monitor. So I don't have to have another window open, because sometimes I forget. And then, you know, interesting things happen. That's weird. Okay, so that's set to 2. This is set... If we turn up the smoothness, like, stuff just sort of disappears. Maybe we need to mess with the contrast. No, I don't think that's going to do anything there, so there just might not be anything I can do. Unless I mess with the color. Oh, I need to make sure I copy the color first. So maybe if I adjust this a little bit, that might do something. Doesn't seem to have. So I'm going to set the color back to where it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's just how it works for me. But yeah, FF14 is fun because it's more of a Final Fantasy game than it is anything else. The community, in its terms of service, it says you have to be at least make an attempt to not be mean to each other. So the jerks the assholes tend to get banned pretty fast. Or more specifically, they tend to get that slap on the wrist that is the admin saying, "Oi, knock it off." Where their character gets sent to, like, character jail, essentially. And then they sort of, like, pull their heads out of their asses. So, that's nice. But yeah, you know, it just is how it is. Oh no, the Black Dragon Ninjas! But anyway, it's a really good game. I recommend it. And... So what else we have in these? Okay, we have those. That's all good. We have Agnew, also known as... And, you know, stuff is happening. Okay, so I think I have some beds I can put down. Yeah, I do. Let's drop these on the ground. Let's put some camp beds down. Doesn't really matter where they are, they're camp beds, so you can move through them. Okay, nice. Okay, so they will wake up more quickly now. Let's teleport some food into his inventory. And into your inventory. Okay, that works. So they should be better. Ah, me, what are you doing? Okay, very nice. They're all okay. You go ahead and use this and keep doing research for me. Doc is back. 20 free games you haven't touched. Yeah, I mean, you know, do what you like. do what's fun. That's the big thing. Do what's fun. Okay, so these should get done relatively quickly. Unfortunately, the Dust King got away from us because you know, the person who was holding him got knocked out. But that's not a big deal. We do need some power though, and I will need iron plates to get this going. So I need to find a way to turn this... Dust King, no! No! I was going to imprison you in a cage and watch you melt to death. How could you die like that? Oh well. I needed to imprison my trophy back there. Alright, cat, go and pick him up. Sounds good. Right, okay, so Fen and crew need to go get some building supplies. We can take Foodie with us. They should be absolutely fine. We can give this Mato to... Well, Ruka's only going to be using heavy weapons, so I don't want to do that. Why are we walking so slowly? Sorry guys, we don't have anything for you to shop for. Ah, it's you and your legs being jacked. No problem, let's flaunt them. Ah, good. Alright, let's... Yeah, that's from Living World. So, what they do is they come and they buy stuff. So, you can actually, with the Great Rich Men, if you want, and you set up a base, and you want your base just to be something for people to come and shop from, you can do that. And they will show up in droves and small armies every now and again with a shopping assault to come and buy all your stuff. It's actually kind of nice. Alright, to the way station we go. I find it kind of... Ah, good. I find it kind of laughable that even with... yeah, I find it kind of laughable that even with just, what, 40%? Like 45% resistance to acid, characters are effectively immune to it. Like, wow, this is nice. Okay, watchtowers. So, this is about to get really bad. One thousand 1,400k at that 1,400 hours, yeah. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, vanilla is still fun. Vanilla is still a fun game. I installed Living World because it suggested there was going to be more, you know, newer content, which there is, which is nice. So, no complaints there. Okay, so we have one here. point this one. Okay, so I want these to where they're pointed at the gates, sort of, so people can shoot at least at that one, because that's going to be one of our major gates. Okay, that works. And now we're going to have this one pointing at that gate as well. Figure that works. Actually, I think this one needs to move back a little bit. I think this one needs to rotate slightly. Move it back a little bit, maybe. That should be fine. So all of those should be able to just annihilate whoever's trying to get in there. And then we actually want two on this side that are also pointing at the gate. So when enemies are over there bashing on it, they just get slaughtered. So that can work out just fine. It does mean that our base changes somewhat. Two of these should be fine. To start with, we're going to need a lot of building materials. Let's go ahead and work on our walls. So let's see. Defensive wall. Need to hit it twice. we will have ability. We will have more of a base eventually. So, no, the other way. Yeah, whatever. We can just well, yeah, dismantle all of this. And then that will let us at least do some things. And we want to get at least some of this going before we become friends with the Holy Nation. I mean, enemies of the Holy Nation. And then fun stuff will happen. Because one thing I am trying to do as opposed to the Swamp Raiders is not have a huge base. Because last time we had a very big base and it actually became a problem. Because the game... Kenshi has problems if you have a lot of recruits. Kenshi actually has problems. Okay, so this needs to actually come out this way. So that means that these need to get pushed back. Yeah, right? It's like, sometimes it can work, sometimes it doesn't. On mine, it would just... I had that mod installed, and it would just start crashing. Like, I don't know why. It was probably because we were in the... It's probably because we were in the swamp, I can only assume. But if this seems to work better, let's do this instead. Now I also have to keep in mind that I need to actually leave this base. Instead of setting like this huge thing where they have to swim all the way down it. Okay, so that should be fine. Right, okay. Putting the building up. Watchtower. Putting it there should be fine. And then putting this one facing over there as well should be fine. Oh yeah, I just like putting people in watchtowers because I can lock the watchtowers. And plus these guys can shoot them in the back. Always good. So I'm gonna have skeletons siloed in the watchtowers, and their entire like purpose in life will be to be watchtower guards. And so if the enemy so if the enemy breaks in, they have to then break into each of the towers individually to be able to do something. But it should work out. Should be fun. But that'll teach them. Come near my bix, will they? The entire time they're swimming through here, they'll also be getting shot. It's gonna be great. Take that. I used that in my first Kenshi stream, actually, the two-gate system. So if we were to do that here, what I'm thinking is something like this, but this is sort of facing the wrong direction, which is fine. Like, the game doesn't care if it's facing the wrong direction. That would give us more of a delay, I suppose, which is fine. Wait. No. So this defensive wall actually needs to head over here. So where's the way in? Over there? Sounds good. We don't want people to get stuck, because then that's annoying and I have to like manually unstick them. So let's put that there. And this wall is really just here to like, that one's just there for that. We're gonna bring this over here, but it will eventually, the actual base is gonna be over here behind all this good stuff. For now, because I don't actually want the base to get really big, I'm gonna do that. Now I can I mean, in the middle of the water? In the middle of the water? So, probably don't need this much. So I can probably get rid of this. Oh yeah, but then they can't actually bash it down. I don't know if that would cause the AI to say screw this and then start trying to get in by some other means. Because I do want the AI to at least try. What? You mean too close to another building? What are you talking about? There's no other building. Maybe it's too close to the watchtower? Too close to itself? Oh, I'm so confused. Okay, that works. Yeah, so if we do that, then yeah, they won't actually be able to bash down that gate, which would cause the game to essentially just brick. Okay, you set the walls to private. What? Maybe you can do that. But okay, let's set this gate over here. Right, so I want this one here. Take this wall and connect it there. That works. This wall... that would just cut it off entirely. We're gonna put it here and then connect it to something. Okay, that works. Okay, that's our big building project. So they have to bash down this one first. And that'll give us enough for forewarning, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, it allows at least these two to shoot and these three to probably shoot them. So it's probably good enough. Um, Probably overkill, but we don't need it. This one can. The two guys who are going to be here can shoot at it. Because I usually only put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there are like... Over here, there's a reprogramming center, right? It's like 32 skeletons in it. We're not going to take all 32 of them. But we'll grab like... probably 10 of them, or 15. To use as our actual base, I suppose. And then those guys, yeah, the arrow ones. So we're gonna put a watchtower here as well. So this is really the kill zone right here. This is sort of just a stop zone where we are made aware of their, yeah, right, where we are made aware of their existence, and maybe some can be killed. We might take 20 of them just so we can put more on this side. But I'm not intending to put a lot more than just that. Because I don't want to get too many people again. Because on Reddit, that's what some people were pointing out, how if you have... It's partially having a lot of stuff going on, because we had like 50 farms. But it's also partially, well, being in the swamp, but also having like 50 people. So once you start going over the natural limit that was put on Kenshi, you start to have problems. And it's just easier to avoid those. This one? Yeah. But I don't know about counterclockwise with this one. This one would be kind of clockwise. This one, we could twist it somewhat counterclockwise. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it just seemed to be a problem for us in the swamp raiders. So it could be any number of things. Could be something really simple, could be something really complex. Could be a non-issue, it could be a major issue. Who knows? Ultimately, it is immaterial. Yeah, we'll look into it. We'll see what we can do. Beep likes his... Oh yes, Beep talking about his... Cyber Beep talking about his limbs. I like how Beep, well, Cyber Beep now goes around and like talks to all skeletons like they're his friends. Like, hello, fellow skeleton. How are you? Beep is also a skeleton. Did you know this? He's like, right. Okay, so let's pick up a lot of that stuff. We will most likely be making rice for food. Rice and green fruit, most likely, and then making gohan. That's probably what we're going to be doing. Now, if we have fabrics, we can make beds, I think. Yeah, I wasn't aware of those. I wasn't aware that walls actually had those as well. I know that gates have it, so gates you can set them as private or public. I didn't think that walls had that option. Alright, so we're gonna head over here. That'll make them run over across this. Huh, nice. And then up there. Okay, cooked veggies. Gotta love it. Oh, they do. On the nine hells. Interesting. They don't even have to be built, actually, it seems. Now the question is it every single one individually? Oh no, it is every single one individually. Well, that's silly. Of course it's private. It's a wall. I assume that's just something that was left in by accident. Because if you could essentially tell the game not to attack your walls, that kind of defeats the purpose of the enemies being able to attack your walls. Oh, goody. Imprisonment is done. Now we can put the Dust King over here. Hello. How are you, MH Bobmeister? Are you doing well? I hope you are. Oh, short walls don't have like public or private. Interesting. Yeah, to my knowledge, they only attack walls like if if they've already taken down the gate, or if there's just no other means. No, 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 no. You guys, stop what you're doing. That's pause construction on this. Pause construction on that. So I'd rather you get the first layer completed. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you can go through the gate, why would you go through anything else? Okay, so I can turn her off of engineer, because she's gonna have problems out there. And what's fun, another bug that is in the game, is you can actually put turrets on these before these are done being built. Which is kind of funny. So let's go look at what we can do with this watchtower. I do like that it actually has some definition to it this time, instead of being so washed out that you can't see anything. But I guess that was just because it was nighttime. Let's pause construction on that. No, Fen. I said pause construction. Oh no, my skin. Ah! So how many building materials do we actually have? 30? Something like that. Okay, we have skeleton, skeleton. Lots of hivers and skeletons. I love it. Hello, friends. Welcome. Hopefully they don't try to steal all my stuff. And, yes, we already killed, the guy who was holding Agnoop hostage. Okay, so that's 23 more books. What else can we get? We don't want to spend our engineering research. We don't have that many. And that could be useful to us. Let's see. Yeah, we can make our generators better. Betty. But we can go straight to heavy generators, which is nice. We don't really need hashish because it doesn't do anything for us, really. Howard Stone Refinery. Welcome, Bob. Thank you. An ore drill. That can be great. Howard Stone Refinery. So we need ore drill first. Then we need tech level 4. Okay, that should be fine. Better. Does Betty also go a lot and like what is it? Like kill the protagonist like 3-4 times? Oh man, I hope people are getting the reference I'm making, because that movie is great. Kung Pao Into the Fist is hilarious. Oh, wee wee. Okay, so you are still melting? I almost feel bad for you. Except you came in here and you attacked my people. So here, I'm going to help you. I'm actually going... Guys, we need to come first aid this Black Dragon Genjin. Okay? It's very important that we save his life. This young, strapping Black Dragon Genjin. We're going to bring him in. Ben's gonna stuck on the stairs because of course he is. You poor guy. Don't worry. We are going to help you. We are going to save your life. We are going to ensure that you do not die out here whatsoever. Nothing horrible will possibly ever happen to you. It will just be amazing. Don't worry. Nothing bad is going to happen. You're going to be great. Mr. Black Dragon Genshin. Don't worry about it. You're going to be alright. Is he still alive? Yes. Have fun. Who has the Dust King? Ah, cats. Guys, let's work on this one. Okay, Ruka is just not being affected by the acid at all for some reason. I don't really... There must be a mod or something that we have installed where, like... yeah, where, like, sometimes they're affected by acid and other times they're not. Fucking hell, my flesh! Also, it'd be interesting if they got toughness experience for being an acid, but I think that would just be a bit much. Yeah, but she wasn't actually taking any damage prior. Hey, cat, go put this guy in this. There we go. Take that, Dust King. Agnew, just standing there watching the Dust King dissolve our way. So, so we're using the 5 times experience mod so that we don't have to spend forever getting experience, but you could use the method I use to get her there anyway. So what you do is you put them on poles in the fog islands, and you let the fogmen chew on them, and it gives them outrageous amounts of toughness experience. Czech actually get more because one, they gain toughness experience faster, and two, simply because they have more hit points. So each one of their limbs actually has about 250 before it gets torn off. So if you wanted to, you could literally just let them get one of their legs to or let them get both legs and one arm gone and then just keep saving the last arm. Or you could let them get all their arms and legs eaten off and then just stop them from dying before, their chest or stomach or head hits negative 125. And if you do that, they will gain outrageous amounts of experience and toughness. Check more than anything because of their bonus, their plus 20% bonus. So yeah, she's like she went through the same process that Fen and Cyberbeep went through, and yeah, she's outrageous. She's ridiculous. Okay, so how many building materials do we have left? Handful. We didn't apply any of this. We didn't apply any of that. Good. Yeah, it is literally the optimal way to get their toughness up instead of playing the game. Which is laughable, I know, but it's literally how you get their toughness up really quickly. If you do it any other way, you're doing it the slow way. Let's see. And this is like the first time I've done it too. That's what I find kind of entertaining. Okay, so we'll have those. We have a handful of building materials left. I think it's time for us to make our way back out. Okay, so we have some food. We still need to get more. Yeah, instead of playing the game it was intended to be played. So, like, what you're supposed to do is spend, like, 100 or 200 hours, like, fighting... So here's the basic Kenshi experience, right? So you start out in the hub, and so you spend the next 5 to 10 hours, like, building up your team a little bit, right? Your core team... Yeah, exactly. Getting the shit kicked out of you. Like, that's how you do it. Quite literally. So, you're out here in the hub getting the crap kicked out of you by starving bandits. And then, let's say you're a little bit more advanced, so you know about... That looks very telling. So, you're a little bit more advanced. And so you go over to the Fog Islands because you know these guys. You know that these guys don't use bleed weapons, so they won't kill you unless they eat you. So you go over here, you fight these guys. You might just decide to fight the Dust Bandits because the Dust Bandits are a little bit more dangerous than the Starving Bandits are. They just use cutting weapons. And so you're out there fighting those guys. It's Twitch being extremely cautious. Plus, I don't want someone coming in and actually being a problem. But You know it more than you believe. So, like, you go out there, and so like for the next 5 hours, you do that, and for the next like 10 hours, 5 10 hours, you're fighting dust bandits. Okay, your range is a little bit wider. You're maybe up to like 20 in skills now. So at 20, at 20 when you just start, you're thinking, all right, I'm pretty good. I can go out there, I can fight stuff. Yeah, but then you have someone show up and starts uh, doing problematic things. Because people do that just to be a problem. So I understand. Like, I would like to do the same thing. But, like, if someone comes in and starts being a problem, Twitch will blame you. Does that make sense? Twitch doesn't care. If something's up for 1 second, Twitch cares. Right? I've seen other people have it, so my experience is if other people have an issue, that means people are there. And so eventually you'll probably have that issue. So it's a better idea to just be ready for it and counteract it ahead of time than it is to, yeah, right, not famous enough. But Asmund Gold. I'm not like a slew of other people who have had it who've already been big. Yeah, I know what you mean. But so you're supposed to go out there, fight those guys, so you're not like 20s in skills, so you start thinking, okay, I'm gonna start exploring. So maybe you find your way to the Fog Island, maybe you find your way to cannibals. But eventually you make your way to somewhere like the Flood Islands or something, like the Floodlands. And you run into enemies that have like skills in 50 and they wreck you. And so you're like, okay, I need to train up for this. So you get a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. And over the next 100, 200 hours, you get maybe one or two characters to where they have like 80 or 90 because you're new and you don't understand. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the thing, right? Like, if you know these things, the starving bandits are fantastic. And then the Fog Islands are fantastic because they only use blunt weapons except for the princes. But the princes don't just attack you. They're busy running from point to point eating people. So you're only fighting fogmen. So you can get your skills up to like 40, but it's going to take like 20, 30 hours. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So you'll get your skills up. That's okay though. Builds toughness. Have a friend be able to get you out of it. And plus run away before that happens. So, that's sort of how it works in Mongrel, how it works in the Fog Islands. And so, the real problem with that. So I also use a mod that increases. That's right, run for your life. But I also use a mod that speeds up bed healing because I don't want to sit here for like. Yeah, living in the Fog Islands is nice. Because I don't want to sit here and just wait for like 10 minutes for my characters to heal. So, yeah, there's a lot to it, I think. But the Fog Islands is really fun. It is definitely a great experience. Yeah, if you have a ton of people and for some reason Kenshi actually supports it, I don't know, maybe it's the swamp is just death. But yeah, the usual what I'm doing completely unmodded is starving bandits around here, fogmen until I'm like 40 in stats. Then from there you can sort of go wherever you want. I think from there I go and I fight skeletons and obedience because their stats are in like 50s. Plus you can just keep picking them up until they get to like stats of 60 or something. And then at that point you can start making plays on the major factions and stuff like that. before then, like, you're just so weak. And you need to get your toughness up. Which means you have to get the hell beaten out of you. That's right. Fight cover. Ah! Alright, so. We're already over here. We already cleared out that way station. And... okay, people are working at this. They can work on this too. We don't have any copper though. If I enable it, then they're going to run up there and work on it. I don't want them to do that yet. Let's go get some more building supplies. As there are some people still over there, still in the process of dying. I wonder how my friend's doing. He is still just dying. Oh, if you say so. Alright, so. What we need to do eventually also is get some more weapons from Black Desert City. So what's over here? Yeah, he's just dying. It'd be better if he was dying faster. He is laying in acid. Okay, so there's this tiny settlement over here. I'm going to quick save because I don't know if the game's going to crash. Is a Major dying just dead? He is ultra dying. Mega dying. Wait, there are actually people here? Oh. So reactive... We're dying. The reactive worlds made it so that the dust planets have a place? Well, that's cool. I approve. Hoi! Runts! Hold still. What the fuck? What are you doing here? They don't have a boss or anything. So the gutter bait. Oh. Oh, so they expanded them. Interesting. Well, I don't care. I just want to go to the way station. So, bye guys. Kill you later. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, I know it's like gutter bait. Okay, sounds good. I don't know why he would want. I don't know why he would want to be bait for the gutters, but okay. Have fun with that. Hello, friend. Hi. Well, they've got a little ways to go until they get here. Yeah, toughness training. It's the best kind of training. I mean, gut is amazing toughness training. It puts hair on your chest. You have your chest eaten. It'll make you stronger, faster, better than you were before after we get you super prosthetics. Come on. Be a man. Or woman, you know, whatever. Alright, we'll take some fuel until we can make some. Alright, guys. Let's go. So we're going to head back to base. Be a cyber person. That's right. You got to be a cyber person. Okay, research complete. Crossbow bolts. Wasn't that just nice? Come on, guys, just go down one of the flow channels. That'll be fun. Quite literally in a lot of ways, but it's not actually. It's not cyberpunk though. It's post-apocalyptic, but basically. Oh man, can you imagine cyberpunk Kenshi? Like if it was Kenshi, but it was actually a cyberpunk game. I wonder how hacking would work. Would it be as stupid as it sounds? It's probably how it would play out, honestly. Okay, special backpacks. Okay, oh, they have engineer. Ruga doesn't have engineer. That makes sense. He needs engineer. Okay, we're on the way. Everyone's just sort of standing around because we don't have everything we could use. We don't have any fuel, so it's completely pointless. Yeah, they have a decker, like, installed in their head. They have a cyber deck. Okay, foodie. Just throw everything on the ground. Yeah, sometimes we're able to play really long, sometimes we're not. It just depends on if we have work the following day, really. That's honestly what it boils down to. Like, it's actually 2 a.m. my time right now, so I should be going to bed. Should be taking a shower and going to bed, so I can actually get more than an hour of sleep. Okay, batteries are fine. But definitely in the future, with my new job, I won't be able to play that long. Semi-automatic drilling, we need tech level 4. It only requires books. It only requires books for good. Wills aren't going to matter for us. Okay, I guess iron refinery. Okay, and now we're looking at... Yeah, needing ancient science books, which we're probably out of. What? What are you talking about? No, I don't have MPD. Or DID as it's called today. These days it's known as dissociative identity disorder. In the past it was known as multiple personality disorder. I don't have that.